Good afternoon. I would like to talk today about the growing problem of copyright piracy in the online environment and of the important role that law enforcement can play in protecting intellectual property rights. This, in turn, helps promote important sectors of our economy and will lead to the rapid dissemination of ideas and even greater innovation by researchers and entrepreneurs throughout the world. As we have already heard, the rapid development of e-commerce is truly astonishing, and the future, particularly as broadband expands and a new generation of internet-based service is introduced, looks even brighter. Evidence of the huge worldwide demand for online content is everywhere. All you have to do is consider Napster. Founded by a 19-year-old in November 1999, at its peak in early 2001, Napster had over 70 million participants swapping nearly 3 billion files per month. The demise of Napster has done nothing to dampen the demand for online content, and Napster has been replaced by even more sophisticated peer-to-peer services such as Morpheus, Kazaa, and Grokster. Much of this growth is due to overseas demand for the products produced by IP industries. The Business Software Alliance estimates that the United States software industry supplies 70% of the world's demand for legitimate software products. In 2000, the software industry had a positive trade balance $22.7 billion US. At the same time, the hardware, consumer electronics, communication, and electronic component sectors were showing negative trade balance. It should come as a surprise to no one that intellectual property piracy is increasing in the online environment. The deleterious effects of digital piracy are already being felt by our industries. Last year, US copyright industries reported losses of nearly $22 billion US due to overseas piracy. After 10 years of growth, global music sales declined in 2001 by 5% and are down even more this year, largely due to software piracy. Vian, a research company that tracks internet piracy, estimates that between 400,000 and 600,000 films are legally copied daily. When Star Wars and Spider-Man made their black market web debut last May, over 9 million file swappers went online to get a copy, and 4 million actually succeeded. A staggering total when you stop to consider how cumbersome it's still to download a pirated movie. This is an alarm prospect which I'm sure causes many movie executives to have sleepless nights. Civil remedies are simply inadequate against those who are judgment-proof, or who are adept at hiding their money, or who may be engaging in massive IP theft for non-economic reasons, or who may simply move their illegal operation to another venue and set up shop again. Moreover, the tools available to civil litigators are usually not as effective as the tools available to law enforcement authorities. Further, federal law enforcement authorities have the ability to conduct multi-jurisdictional international investigation, which is of particular importance since many of the criminal organizations that engage in massive infringement operate overseas, and since the internet knows no geographic boundaries. To date, 17 people have been convicted and have received sentences ranging from 31 to 46 months. Moreover, as I previously stated, this investigation is ongoing and additional charges are expected. The organization targeted in Operation Buccaneer caused millions of dollars in losses to copyright holders in the United States. Although Operation Buccaneer has been highly successful, the Department of Justice is fully aware that there are other wares groups and other less formal piracy networks that are currently engaging in this type of criminal activity, with new groups forming each day. Clearly, there is a lot more work to be done. Intellectual property protection can be a powerful instrument for economic development, export growth, and the development and diffusion of new ideas, products, and technologies. In addition to being a big problem, this is a global problem and will require global cooperation. Domestic law enforcement will not be able to provide all the answer. There is going to have to be extensive cooperation by other countries through, among other things, compliance with the World Trade Organization, or trade-related aspects of protecting the intellectual property rights of domestic inventors, writers, researchers, and entrepreneurs is going to require a creative and holistic approach by both the private sector and the public sector. Effective law enforcement is obviously going to be a critical part of that equation. The Department of Justice stands ready to do its part. That's all from me. Thank you very much.